Hello, Scorpio. Elsie here to do a reading for you, my friends. It is for the month of June, and welcome to the month of June. Can you believe we've almost burned through a whole half year already? How crazy is that, Scorpio? So I've got a few oracle decks here we're going to look through. We're going to look at love, career, and finances this month, as we have been for all the signs. And let's get to it. So I'm going to throw down all these oracles for the overall energy, Scorpio, and then I'm going to come back with tarot. We're going to do some clarifying, get a few details for you, find out what you might be coming up against in the month of June of 2025. Scorpio, how are you? My little psychic network, I hope you're good. And if you are someone who is here for the first time, welcome. If you decide to stay, there is a subscription button down the bottom right hand corner, this little square where I live. And if you're coming back, thanks for coming back, Scorpio. I appreciate you. Let's find out what's coming up in this month of June for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got compassion. It says you demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and giving love. So I feel like you will be in this energy this month in terms of love. Now, it could be romantic or platonic, and maybe it'll give us more information as we look at the tarot. But it says here that you are going to be sharing love and living in the heart space. So the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. Compassion. So it could be compassion for a friend. It could be a loved one in your family, right? It could be romantic. Let's find out what's going on with your career. We've got, a great achievement. So you're going to be recognized for something, it feels like. Pardon me. A milestone is coming. I feel like a milestone is coming in your career, Scorpio, and you are going to be recognized for it. This is sort of like a celebration of like a dinner or something like that. So it feels like here you are going to be celebrated for some sort of great achievement in the month. We've got stuck energy at the bottom of the deck for career. So maybe you've been stuck and now it's time for you to get some momentum. It's time for you to move again. Tell me about finances, please. Tell me about finances for Scorpio in June 2025. We've got grounding. Okay, it says go deep, explore your roots. I feel like this is telling you to dig into your finances, to really go deep and find out where you can solidify some of your financial expenditures, I feel. It's like a time for grounding. It's a time when you ground, you really get rid of everything else that you don't need. So it's a time for grounding and going deep and exploring your roots. What is the root of the financial issues? What is the root of some of the successes? I think you're really supposed to dig in and analyze whatever is coming up in I think you're supposed to get ahead of it. Get ahead of your finances in the month of June. It says here present, it says you live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love in your current circumstances. So the energy of love is going to happen in the present. So whatever that means for you, right? The present is going to be the month of June as we read this. We've got stuck, right? We've got somebody whose vehicle is really stuck beyond sort of a situation that they can take care of on their own. Somebody here is forced to wait for help. I feel like help is on the way though, because we do have the rainbow here, which is the indication that the hard times are over. And this indication of a great achievement tells me that maybe you've been spinning your wheels in your career for a while, and possibly it's time for you to become unstuck. We've got mystic healer. Healing energy flows through you. So this really does indicate to me that you are healing finances this month. It looks like you are looking through whatever you need to look through. Maybe you're going to be unearthing some things that you can give up in order to be able to ground yourself in your finances. Let's take a look at tarot. Tell me about Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's get some details on it, Scorpio. All right, let's find out what's going on for Scorpio. Tell me about Scorpio, please. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. We've got the Knight of Cups, and we have the High Priestess here. So compassion and the Nine of Pentacles. Again, compassion, I'll remind you, says you demonstrate the language of heart by actively sharing and living love. So I feel like this is a place that you've worked up to. I don't think you've always been here, Scorpio. I feel like this is something that you had to do on your own. You had to do on your own, get the confidence to do it on your own, to build it all alone. I feel like you now have all of these skills that you're confident about, all these skills that you built up to here. And I feel like now you're ready to show others compassion. Compassion in what? Well, you know, when sometimes people are judgmental with other people that are not keeping up, or they feel are doing something that they would never do. It's like we're always looking at things from our own perception, right? And so I feel like you are now more paying attention to your psychic or your empathic energy. And I feel like now you are confident within yourself, so therefore you can show compassion to others. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We've got the Knight of Cups here with the Great Achievement. I'm just saying, it feels like there is something that has been slow building. It's taken a lot of time. You've been very careful with whatever it is that you've been trying to achieve. Maybe it felt like it would never happen or never get there, because I'm talking about the Knight of Cups, who is the passive knight, the one that is not necessarily as slow as the Knight of Pentacles, but somebody who really loves what they do and know if they stay consistent, which is really the trick of the Knight of Cups, being consistent and being careful, because the Knight is carrying one cup full of emotion that they don't want to spill anywhere. It feels like this has taken a long while, but I feel like you're going to be recognized in achievement for something that you do within your career, and it might lead to something else. So we've got grounding, and it shows the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is telling me that within your intuition, something has been off. Like something has been off financially. It's like, wait a second, all of this is coming in and this is going out. The numbers don't add up. The math isn't mathing. So I feel like the High Priestess is telling you to take a deep dive and to do it by yourself, possibly mysteriously and quietly. I feel like your intuition is telling you it's time to really take a deep dive on the finances, to find out exactly what's been going on, where I can save, what I don't need. It's a process of elimination when we're in the grounding process. We go off by ourselves, right? Which is the High Priestess, is somebody who is connected to Source and really doesn't need anyone or anything else. Oh, I was talking about the Knight of Pentacles just now, and then the Knight of Pentacles showed up here. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Look, I feel like you are somebody who probably pulled yourself away from the crowd because you knew that there was something that you needed to build on your own. And I think that we're talking about compassion in general. I don't think it's for any specific person. I feel like it took you a really long time to get here with this compassion, but the Nine of Pentacles tells me that you have built yourself, like you've done something really difficult and you've done it on your own. And so I feel like now you understand that everyone is fighting their own battle. It's the compassion we give other people when we realize that the ways that they act out, the things that they do, the way that they go through their lives is merely because we're all on our own path. I feel like you realize after having gotten here to the 10 of Pentacles, because the Knight and the 9 come to 10, that it took you a really long time to get here to a place of abundance. And it doesn't have to be in money, because listen, Pentacles are energy, they are good health, they can definitely be wealth, but it's really money is just energy, a way that the universe can bless you. So I feel like it took you a long time, because I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles looking into the past here, Scorpio, it makes me feel like maybe, you've made your mistakes. I think we all have. And I feel like you've corrected those. I feel like you're now feeling confident and taking on things that are difficult by yourself, because you have built yourself some confidence here. So I feel like it's taken you a long time to come to this place where you are demonstrating your language of the heart, but it's here now. I feel like this is the present moment, right? We do have the King of Wands. Tell me about the King of Wands. You have managed to master your passion and use that to infuse something that is building you abundance and legacy that you will have for a very long time. This is something that you will teach to your posterity, to your children, to your grandchildren. We have the Queen of Wands. So I feel like, the King and the Queen of Wands are two people who are forged through fire. They've taken a lot of risks, and they've gotten to the throne, right? So if we look at the way tarot works, right? We've got the minor arcana that go from the ace to the 10, and then we have the page, the knight, the king, and the queen. And so we go through stages of our life where things are a little bit difficult, but as we keep going and we're resilient, that's what the fire is about, right? We're resilient and we don't give up. Then we end up creating all of these skills. You know what I think? I feel like this King of Wands and Queen of Wands is telling me that you are going to meet someone that possibly in romantic love here. It could be a friend, of course, but the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands usually are mirroring each other. So I feel like you are about to meet somebody who understands you. They understand that how long it takes to get to the throne and sit on the throne in spite of everything that has tried to kill you along the way, right? Whatever didn't kill you only made you stronger, and these two are strong because of their resilience. So I feel like you are going to be meeting someone here, and it might not be for a while. Look, maybe it's this month. It could be, but it feels like you're going to be meeting someone who understands you, understands what you've been through, and the reason that you have compassion for others is because you had wished, you're giving to others what you had wished people would have given to you, whilst you were going through all these stages of fire and resiliency. So I feel like you are going to meet someone here who is going to understand your heart just like you understand theirs, and they are also living in love. I like it for you. Tell me about this great achievement here. We've got career. This great achievement. Ooh, I like it. The Hierophant is showing up. We've got the Knight of Wands, and we've got the Judgment card. So it does feel like what you're being celebrated for. And, understand, like, it might not be some sort of big gala that they plan just for you, but I feel like you are being celebrated in the month of June by someone who sees that you have been very careful in building a solid, sturdy structure for yourself, that you have taught yourself some things, or that you've grown up to this place of the Hierophant, who is always compassionate with others, who is the spiritual teacher, the person who has structure, who's got their own path, the person who is always engaged in doing the right thing. It feels like it might be something for some of you. It might be in a volunteer aspect. It doesn't have to be, but I think for a lot of you, this is something that you've been doing in conjunction with your career, or maybe this is just the way that you kind of live your life. We've got the Knight of Wands here. People see you as brave. They see you as brave in having accomplished something that looked impossible. The Judgment card is here, and the universe it's like you're being given a second chance to stand up as the Hierophant and teach people how you achieved whatever it is that you've achieved. I feel like you're going to be asked to speak on it. Possibly you're going to be asked maybe at some sort of big sort of celebration, that possibly you might be asked to speak on how you achieved the things that you did achieve. So the Hierophant tells me that people see you from the outside as somebody who's very solid, grounded, moving slowly, accomplishing things. I'm going to get there. It doesn't matter if I don't get there in 5 years or 10 years, but I'm going to get there. But they also see you as someone who's a risk taker. You could be someone who has maybe fire or earth in the chart. They see you as someone who's very brave in having come through everything that you needed to come through in order to accomplish whatever it is that you're achieving here in the month of June in your career. We do have the Judgment card, and the Judgment card is you're being judged, but understand that I feel like you're being judged by people who are really admiring you. So it's not a bad judgment, I don't think. I think it's a good one because the sun is here. I feel like they're truly seeing you for who you are, which is this person who is tough, who is brave, but is also beautifully compassionate and kind. Someone who is full of love, but also someone who stands strong. And that really is who the King of Cups is. And that's your energy, right? That's somebody who is very solid in the storm. So I feel like your life is going to be taking a different trajectory. feels like somebody's going to be noticing you or commending you for some sort of achievement. And I feel like it takes you on a different career path. Possibly somebody is going to make an offer. The King of Cups is making an offer. They might make you an offer to go on some sort of new path in your career. All right, let's talk about the High Priestess and your finances here. Tell me about the High Priestess. I feel like you are to use your intuition. I feel like your gut's telling you something's off. I really need to take a deep dive to find out where these finances are going and how I can better use them, how I can make them work for me. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Moon energy, yeah. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Look, it feels like with the Five of Wands that maybe you've been living in your life in a way that you're like, yeah, let's just go on that trip. Yeah, let's just, while we're out, let's just buy that thing. Let's just make that big purchase. Let's put the car on payments. Like it feels like you can afford to do these things. But it also feels like in your gut, you're like, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't have done that. It's like buyer's remorse. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. The Five of Wands is you fighting your intuition. Your intuition is telling you, I don't know, should you be doing that? And you're fighting your intuition. Yeah, we should be doing that. Let's take the cruise. Let's go on the trip. Let's buy the car. We can put it on payments. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it later. But the Moon energy is here. I feel like you make those decisions a little bit blind, or maybe you have in the past. And so it's because you want to feel fulfilled, or you want to fulfill your family members or your children or people around you possibly. But it feels like this Moon energy, when it comes down to it, I feel like you were doing it kind of blind. You were just like signing the contract or whatever it is because you wanted the things. Look, we all work hard. I'm not begrudging anybody buying whatever it is that they want to buy. But I feel like in your gut, it was like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So I feel like the Ten of Pentacles is here. It feels like the month of June is the moment in which you just sit down and you pull out all the contracts and you look everything over and do I really need this? Maybe I'll just pay out this contract, or maybe I'll just cancel the lease or whatever it is and pay the penalty. It feels like what you come back with is the Ten of Pentacles. It feels like you find some sort of really big financial error, or in going through it with a fine-tooth comb, somebody's overcharging you or something like that. It feels like it's a really big payback, or maybe you do cancel the lease and maybe it's a little expensive to do so, but in doing so, you will gain a lot of long-term finances. So it feels like you are really digging deep here. In the month of June, I just want to kind of look at this judgment here and see what you are being, I feel like you're being told, like given a pat on the back, or you're being asked to speak at some sort of dinner about how you succeeded in coming from this place that in the past where maybe it was a little bit chaotic with the King of Wands here, that maybe your life has been tough, Scorpio, and I feel like you're going to be asked to speak on that because people are seeing you as very solid, very successful, someone who is always making good decisions and doing the right thing. Tell me about this. We've got the Six of Wands. Yes, it feels like you'll be up on the podium or up on the stage or in the spotlight. It feels like you're going to be getting a lot of attention for whatever it is that you have achieved in your career. You're about to be honored for some sort of achievement. We've got the Seven of Cups. Maybe it's multiple achievements. And maybe you didn't only achieve what you needed to achieve in the corporate world or in your business or whatever it is that has to do with your career, but you did it kindly. Like it feels like people are looking at you as someone like, well, you know, Scorpio didn't have to be that kind, but they were. Like, and I always see Scorpio as that kind of energy, as someone who will shake their finger and say, look, I love you, but don't be stupid. Like, it feels like it's tough love almost. Like, you'll be speaking from the podium in terms of tough love. We have the Page of Wands. So I feel like good news is coming. Something is very exciting that's coming up. You're going to be honored for something that you've been doing. Or, you know, maybe it's not something huge. Maybe it's a pat on the back and, hey, can you do a focus group with these people to tell them how you came to this place where you're like the top marketer or the top seller or whatever. You're going to be getting some sort of an achievement as it pertains to your career, which I think is the standout thing this month. I'm going to put down 3 cards here for some advice for the month. Let's find out what your advice is from the universe, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got the 5 of Swords. We've got the Hermit energy and the Devil. Stay out of your head is what it says to me. Look, we got the Six of Swords. You need to move away from the chaotic thought patterns that have been plaguing you here. The Five of Swords is, these are the chaotic thought patterns, right? This is the thoughts that just show up in your mind that say, I don't know, this feels like I feel like a little bit of an imposter. They're telling me that I'm doing great, but I feel like a little bit of an imposter. There might be people out there that are doing the same thing I'm doing way better. Like, I feel like you need to stay out of your head here. So the Six of Swords is asking you to move away from these thoughts from the past that I feel are intrusive with the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is the intrusive thoughts, and so I feel like you spend too much time overthinking. We've got the Hermit energy, right? So when you're by yourself, that's what it feels like your mind goes. And the Devil energy is here. It's toxic thought patterns. So I feel like your advice overall for the month here is to get out of your head. Get out of the toxic thought patterns. Look, I feel like you're being too hard on yourself. This is Virgo, and Virgo is the one that's always doing the constant self-audit. And so I feel like you're being too hard on yourself, way too hard on yourself. I feel like this comes up, it's testing your resolve, because I feel like it comes up at a time in the middle of the month where you're being honored, and that's where you start to feel a little uncomfortable, because the Hierophant would be like, please just leave me alone, just let me go on my path and do my thing. But I feel like you're being honored, and it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable for you to be in the spotlight, but it's also going to be quite exciting. So I feel like this little bit of excitement, you should allow it, and get out of your head. Stop talking badly to yourself. I feel like you're just being really too hard on yourself, nitpicking yourself here, and I think it's because of these intrusive thoughts. I'm going to leave that there for you. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for being here and watching. I do appreciate you for all your clicks and views. I'm going to go for now. Thanks so much for being here, but I'll be back, because I'm always back. Happy, beautiful June to you. Take care. Bye-bye.